So with that, let me turn it over to Lennart and ask him to tell you a bit about the organizations and institutions that have brought us here today.
Thank you. And so good morning. My name is Lennart Olsson. I'm standing here because I am the chairman of the National Committee for Geography of the Royal Academy of Sciences. So I would like to wish you warm welcome to this meeting on behalf of the National Committee for Geography. The reason why we in the Geography Committee organize this kind of events, colloquium, is that we would like to show a sort of wide audience what geographers do, or what geographers can do. So this is the third colloquium in this series. The first one 2 years ago. That was about conflicts over land in 21st century. We then continued last year with a colloquium on population dynamics in a warmer world. And now we've come to the issue of food security, global food security into the future. So we hope to continue this kind of expose of what geographers do. This time we are very pleased to organize it together with the Swedish International Agricultural Research Network, SSEESS, who were very, very eager to collaborate, even if we from the beginning simply asked them, could you please help us co-sponsor this event? But it has been a really good collaboration between us. So thank you very much, SSEESS. So without further ado, I think we hand over to the real program. Great. What do you say, Thing?
Sounds great. Thank you, Lennart. Yeah. So our first speaker this morning is Dan Wilhelmsson, who is the scientific coordinator for SSEESS, the Swedish Secretariat for Environmental Earth System Science. Dan has a broad background in aquatic and marine ecology and will tell us, but today primarily about the work that his group is doing to coordinate and promote interdisciplinary sustainability science in Sweden. So thank you, Dan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to present our Secretariat, the Swedish Secretariat for Environmental Earth System Sciences, which is a collaboration between the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences and a number of research councils. We have FASS, which is Swedish Research Council for Working Life and Social Sciences. We have Swedish Research Council Formas, and we have the Swedish Research Council. We have the Governmental Agency for Innovation Systems, Vinnova. And then we have a very close relationship with SIDA as well. And I don't have to go too deep into this, but as you know already, we seem to be facing major changes in the Earth systems in terms of population, climate, economy, urbanization, land use, and so forth. And probably all of you here also know that our path to sustainability would require actions based on informed decisions. These informed decisions, in turn, need to be based on internationally coordinated global environmental change research and Earth system science. And as our newly invented slogan says, worldwide challenges require worldwide research. And there are a number of international programs that are addressing these challenges with honor since several decades back. But it has been noted that the Swedish participation in these programs is not what it could be, considering the Swedish quality and quantity in many research areas that relate to global environmental change research. This underrepresentation has largely been explained by a lack of structured and coordinated efforts to integrate Swedish research with these international programs. There are, of course, many individual Swedes that are part of the international programs, but this is mostly based on individual efforts and merits. So, to do something about this, the partners I mentioned came together to form SSEESS. To better connect Swedish researchers with global environmental change programs And also, while we are there in this sort of research business, we should also be a trustworthy source of global environmental change information for Swedish decision makers. And although we are flexible in terms of what research programs we work with, we have a certain focus on the programs that are part of the so-called ICSU family. ICSU is the International Council for Science. And there are a number of programs that work with global environmental change issues that are World Climate Research Program, International Geosphere Biosphere Program, International Human Dimensions Program, Diversitas, and Earth System Science Partnership. And how do we do this? If we look at our first goal, to better connect Swedish researchers with global environmental change programs, we inform Swedish researchers and research groups about the international programs, what they're doing and how they could get involved. We also present Swedish research capacity to the international programs, including how the Swedish research capacity and research that is going on could benefit the program's respective research agendas. And although we're not there yet, we should also, in the long term, we should be able to also facilitate the creation of actual research groups or networks that focus on global environmental change issues that are on the international agenda. So once they're formed, they should raise their own funding, and then sort of when they are formed, funded and ready, we can sort of wrap them and export them to the international programs. Then we also try to link individual researchers also to international global environmental change programs by acting as a kind of matchmakers or brokers. And we also we provide travel support for Swedish researchers to attend different international events within global environmental change research. And also, if everything goes as we want, we may also be able to start planning grant program next year to even more increase the sort of contact surfaces between international programs and the Swedish researchers. And also, to improve our work, we try also to identify what is driving those Swedish researchers that are part of the programs already now, and what is potentially preventing those that are not. If we can pin down these factors, we can adapt our work after this, and we are already trying to address some of the barriers that we have identified through this analysis. And also, to more as a baseline for our work, but also to increase our network, we are mapping the Swedes that are involved in the international programs already, person by person. I mentioned our collaboration with SIDA, and we work with them in a number of aspects. But one major aspect is that one could say that we link the work of SIDA to the work of the regional offices of ICSU in Africa, Latin America, and Asia. And as SIDA they aim to strengthen and develop research of relevance to improve the livelihood of poor people. They have identified that SSEESS objectives come in handy here, so they can draw on SSEESS to establish partnership between science organizations and donor agencies, and to link Swedish science to scientists in developing countries. To meet the aims of the ICSU regional offices, to strengthen science within the context of regional priorities, to build capacity and provide implementation plans. So it's a win-win-win situation, you could say. If we look at our second goal, to be a trustworthy source of global environmental change information for Swedish decision makers, we consult our research network to discuss and synthesize global environmental change issues that need to be discussed, updated, explained, or just highlighted. And here our target audience is primarily policymakers and private sector. This is done through different kind of seminars, meetings, and then we also have we produce fact sheets that we distribute among all Swedish members of parliament and all the municipalities in Sweden, and a number of key people in the private sector. SSEESS is steered by a board with 9 members, the participating council, where all our so-called owners are represented, the research councils. And then we have a secretariat based here at the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences. And the secretariat is manned by Kevin Noon, Astrid Olsson, me, and Neda Farabakshasad, who is also here somewhere. There she is. Yeah. Thank you.